Have you ever felt dismissed, ignored, or treated like you're invisible? That gut-wrenching moment when someone disrespects you, maybe at work, maybe in a personal relationship, it's uncomfortable, it drains you, and you want to scream, "Why don't you get it?" But here's the truth. The problem isn't them, it's how you react to them. I know this might sound hard to hear, but bear with me, because here's the thing. Your response to disrespect is often what keeps you stuck in that toxic loop. We all feel it. The urge to defend, argue, maybe even retaliate. But what if, instead of reacting, you could respond differently? What if you could stay calm, composed, and actually gain respect, not lose it? The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, knew this battle all too well. They didn't teach us how to change others. They taught us how to change ourselves. They taught us how to control what we can and let go of the rest. By the end of this, you'll have the tools to handle disrespect with calm, confidence, and unshakable inner strength. Chapter 1. Root your self-worth in inner strength. Imagine this. You're sitting in a meeting, sharing your thoughts, and someone dismisses your idea with a sharp, dismissive comment. You can feel your heart race, your face flush. In that moment, all you want to do is shout, "Why are you treating me like this?" Here's the thing. When you let someone else's actions define your worth, you're giving away your power. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The opinion of others is not your concern." This isn't just about brushing off insults. It's about anchoring your self-worth in something unshakable, not the fleeting judgments of others. I know, it hurts. But the Stoics understood something crucial. Your worth doesn't come from others. It comes from within. So next time someone disrespects you, take a breath. Pause. Remind yourself that their opinion doesn't define you. When you anchor your self-worth in inner strength, no one can shake it. You are not what they think of you. You are what you think of yourself. Chapter 2. Understand the psychological bias behind their behavior. Have you ever felt like someone's disrespect was personal, like they were deliberately trying to hurt you? It stings, right? But here's the hard truth. It's probably not about you at all. Take John, for example. He's a senior manager at a tech company, and lately, a co-worker named Sarah has been dismissing his ideas in meetings. At first, John felt personally attacked, but after reflecting, he realized something important. Sarah wasn't disrespecting him. She was projecting her own insecurities. Psychological biases like projection can cloud how we perceive others. When someone is insecure or threatened, they often lash out to protect themselves. It's easier to tear someone else down than face their own fears. As Epictetus said, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." In other words, how you interpret others' behavior matters more than their behavior itself. If John had taken it personally, he would have fallen into the emotional trap. Instead, he realized it wasn't about him, it was about her. When you stop taking things personally, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional baggage. So next time someone treats you poorly, step back, ask yourself, what might be going on for them? By understanding why people act the way they do, you disarm their power over you. Recognize that their behavior often reflects their internal struggles, not your value. When you stop internalizing others' actions, you reclaim control over your peace. Chapter 3. Don't let disrespect trigger your desire for revenge. Imagine this. You've been disrespected. Maybe someone embarrassed you in front of friends or belittled your work in a meeting. The urge to get even is instant, right? You want to strike back, show them who's boss, make them feel the way you do. But here's the problem. Revenge is exactly what they want you to feel. Take Sophia, for example. She's a talented designer, and her colleague Mike has a habit of undermining her in meetings. One day, he dismisses her latest design as too basic, without offering any constructive feedback. Sophia is furious. I'll show him, she thinks, and for the next few days, she plans her payback, making sure to point out Mike's mistakes at every opportunity. But here's the truth. Revenge doesn't heal wounds. It prolongs them. The Stoics, especially Seneca, warned against letting anger cloud our judgment. He said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." The more you stew over your desire for revenge, the more you let them control your emotions. You might be thinking, but doesn't getting even restore my power? It feels that way, doesn't it? But seeking revenge only chains you to the past and keeps you in turmoil. South, next time someone disrespects you, pause. Ask yourself, is reacting worth giving up my peace? Instead of seeking revenge, channel that energy into something productive, whether it's improving your skills, refining your craft, or simply protecting your peace of mind. By letting go of the desire for revenge, you don't just rise above the situation, you rise above yourself. He who angers you conquers you. Don't let them win. Chapter 4. Set healthy boundaries. Ever find yourself bending over backwards for someone who consistently disrespects your time or energy? A friend who always shows up late, a colleague who dumps last-minute tasks on you, or a family member who constantly oversteps their limits. It's draining, isn't it? Here's the problem. When you don't set boundaries, you let others define your limits for you. Take Michael, for example. He's the go-to guy at his office, always willing to help with last-minute tasks. But over time, he realized he was being taken advantage of. People constantly asked for his help without any appreciation, leaving him exhausted. Michael realized that by always saying yes, he was disappointing himself. The Stoics believed that self-respect begins with self-discipline. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Setting boundaries is how you reclaim that freedom. You might think, but what if they get mad at me? What if they think I'm selfish? It's tough, I know, but remember, setting boundaries isn't about pushing people away. It's about protecting your peace and ensuring that your energy is spent wisely. When you respect yourself enough to set boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. You don't have to be rude, but you must be firm. And when you start protecting your time and energy, you'll be amazed at how much more respect you'll gain. Chapter 5. Practice empathy and detachment. Ever been on the receiving end of someone's rude comment or disrespectful behavior, and you couldn't help but feel personally attacked? It's like a punch to the gut. You want to react, defend yourself, maybe even strike back with a cutting remark of your own. But what if you could shift your perspective? Take Sarah again. She had a colleague, Tom, who always interrupted her during meetings, dismissing her ideas without a second thought. Sarah felt disrespected, but then she paused. What if Tom wasn't trying to hurt her? What if his behavior stemmed from his own insecurities? The Stoics taught us to detach from emotional reactivity and focus on the bigger picture. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger." When you detach emotionally, you free yourself from being controlled by someone else's actions. Empathy allows you to stay calm and respond from a place of understanding, not chaos. By practicing empathy, you stop reacting to disrespect and instead respond with peace. Chapter 6. Shift the power dynamics in relationships. Have you ever felt like you were always on the back foot in a relationship? Like you're constantly compromising, being dismissed, or pushed around emotionally? It's frustrating, but what if I told you that you could shift the power dynamics without manipulation? It's all about reclaiming your autonomy and making your needs clear. Take John, a manager who worked with a colleague, Rachel, who constantly overstepped. John realized he had been letting Rachel control the dynamic by staying silent. Instead of letting it slide, he began to assert himself. He spoke up in meetings, confidently sharing his thoughts and standing by his decisions. Over time, Rachel began to respect him more. The Stoics remind us, true power lies in mastering our own responses, not controlling others. Seneca once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you stop letting others dictate how you feel, you regain control. The power to change a relationship lies within you. Start by respecting yourself, and the respect will follow. Chapter 7. Focus on your own growth, not their approval. It's easy to get caught up in seeking approval from others, whether it's a like on a post, a compliment on your work, or praise from your boss. We all crave recognition, but here's the thing. When you rely on others for validation, you give them control over your self-worth. The Stoics understood this. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your growth should come from your internal compass, not from others' opinions. When you stop seeking validation, you free yourself to pursue your goals with purpose, no matter what others think. Your worth is not for others to decide. It's for you to determine. Focus on your own growth and purpose, and you'll find fulfillment in your own progress, not in others' approval. Conclusion. You've made it to the end. You've learned to set boundaries, detach from validation, and understand what drives others' behavior. Most importantly, you've realized the power to stay calm and strong lies within you. Handling disrespect isn't about changing others. It's about mastering yourself. You're no longer a victim of how people treat you. Now, it's your turn to respond from a place of inner strength. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you handle disrespect in your life? What's one Stoic principle you'll apply today to reclaim your peace? If you're ready for more Stoic wisdom, check out the next video. Let's grow together, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.